When I look at something, just like the thing right in front of me, which is the ground, I begin to see so much more than meets the eye. I made this painting just outside of Death Valley National Park at a mine site that is no longer in use, that used to be a mine for silver and lead. The site is full of the detritus of the mine and the people who worked there. It's like a graveyard of an industrial site that was abandoned in the 1960s. And this painting, I found this plank of wood which had been somewhat submerged into the ground and was exposed. Where I was standing to make the painting was on a hillside overlooking hundreds of miles of desert. But yeah, it was a big, vast space behind me, and then I was painting this extremely shallow, proximate patch of ground. In looking at this fairly inane scene, I really started to see much more than I thought I would. It started to feel like a meteor shower, something celestial, some kind of weather system in it that had a kind of heat from this pinkish glow. This plank started to feel animated and have personality, like with a top hat or a monocle or a toothpick in between its teeth. The pebbles started to feel like letter forms, like Bob, as if it was the plank's name. It started to make me laugh and see something that I hadn't seen before in something that is right there and so easy to just step over in a moment. Looking closely at things that seem unimportant or that are peripheral or forgotten or overlooked, that is the basis of still life and of a certain kind of politics. Recently, I've been incorporating material from the site into the frame around here. I have ground up these bits of earth and particularly rock with a mortar and pestle to pulverize it, and sprinkled it into this ground when it was wet, and then sanded it down to expose the aggregate of what it is, to reveal the kind of evidence of that place. It is so strange to hold something which contains so much time, and to crush it and to reveal it, not unlike pigments that make paint. This is one of the panoramic paintings that I'm working on now, and I've set up in front of this particular patch of ground, which is really at the edge of my property in western Massachusetts. Some of it has these sections which are 22 by 24 inches. It's the size of the New York Times. It's a broadsheet size. It was a format that I associated with the daily or the journalistic, all the news that's fit to print from that day. And I think having a practice that takes place in a particular locale and brings it back to, say, the studio or to a wall somewhere, it feels a bit like reportage. Looking at the ground it's so literal, it's so obvious, it's right there, and yet as I paint these I get completely lost in them. And I think that sense of looking at something, being lost, and then finding my way again through painting is an incredible exploration in the thing that is right in front of me. It's an entire world and universe.